Okay, well, first off, that's now been said on camera, so we welcome you guys back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. You've already seen that Francis Parker is in studio. Before we get started, I want to say my apologies to Olympian. I thoroughly butchered the audio for you guys. I want to blame it on the intern, but it's not the dog's fault. It's my fault. I had too many things plugged in. So we look forward to having Olympian back. But yeah, great audio for this one. It's the Francis Parker Lancers. Guys, let's go left to right and just get a quick introduction, name, grade, position. Coaches, if you know what grade you would be in at this point in line. But seriously, everyone kind of knows you guys just with a face mask and a number, so it's nice to put a face to the names. Let's start down there with you, Coach.
Coach DJ Walcott.
Into the mic, please.
I'm Coach DJ Walcott, defensive line coach.
I'm Joel Spencer Jr. I play linebacker going to 12th grade and number 12.
I'm Joe Morefoot, going to be a senior wide receiver, outside linebacker, and
I'm Parker Keys. I'm going to be a senior too, and I'm a receiver in DB.
I'm D'Angelo Robinson. I'm going into 12th grade, and I play left guard and middle linebacker.
I'm Chris Williams. I play DB, receiver, running back, and a little bit of quarterback.
I am head coach Stephen Cooper, linebacker coach, also as a position coach, and that is my assistant head coach. He left that out.
He left that out. Can I, just before we go any further, Coach, I promise this will be the only time you'll ever have to deal with this from me, but I have to say, you clapping in Peyton Manning's face was the single coolest moment of my Charger memories ever. And I tried doing that. That was during my senior year in high school, and I tried doing that a couple times on Scout D. Just walking up to people and clapping like, I know what play you're running! And I got told, never do that again. You are not Stephen Cooper. You will never be Stephen Cooper. And now meeting you in person, I know that I'm not you, and I will never be you.
It was a great opportunity to have fun time.
I also, just before we get this, and I promise you we will talk about the kids at some point, but I was asking them while we were waiting for you, so I'll ask you directly. Do you think you could beat every other high school coach in San Diego in an arm wrestling competition?
Yes.
All right, there we go. That without even thinking. That's what I like. That's what I like.
No problem.
No problem whatsoever.
Hey, Coach Jason Carter, that's a challenge to you, bro.
Okay. An unnecessary shout out. Let's go. We'll put that on the poll at SD Prep Insider. Do you like your players starting beef on your behalf as a coach? Because I'm sure he's going to make you run for that now. All right, so you guys were saying that you're about to go into your dead period. School is still a little bit off. Where are we, though, in terms of, like, percentage ready for the season? Are we at 50? Or are you at 5? Or are we at 9? Like, if the season was just about to get underway, where would you guys say you are? And this is just kind of open to the room. It's impossible to look at one of you and be like, this is just for you or whatever. So ask away.
I think we've been ready for a while now, to be honest. Most of our guys, we've been playing other sports since football ended last fall. But we've been in the weight room together, outside workouts, it's just all a family thing. So I think we've been ready, and honestly, we're excited for the season to start any moment.
So you guys, there's always like progression that you make during the season. You keep installing different stuff or whatnot. But as of right now, put the pads on, game ready. I love that.
One thing you'll know about these Parker student athletes is that they're very confident. Reason why? Because they're always ready, and teachers and coaches like Coach DJ always talk about having a plan. So they always make sure they have a plan, and they make sure they go through every step without skipping steps to get to the finish line where they always have success. And just by the work they have done during this offseason in the weight room, guys getting out there doing individual workouts on Saturdays by themselves, and then the time that they're putting in during this offseason program is showing us coaches that we're going into the season very confident because of the work that these guys are putting in. And yes, we know D'Angelo is very confident, but at the same time, we know we have a lot to learn, a lot to install still. We all know the 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. So there's a lot of installments that we have to do. And we also brought in a new offensive coordinator this year, and Larry beside of that, we're learning a whole new offensive scheme. So
this is second full year for you now?
Yes, sir.
So last year was still somewhat pandemic effect. Like, is this your this will be your first
this
real
this is my first
season,
first true season together, staff and kids. They had a great coach in Matt Morrison that left to Texas. That left me a great team and a great bunch of coaches that were here that worked with them in previous years. So We're just looking forward to this 2022 season. These seniors are doing everything in their power to lead these younger guys, and I have that Parker way go throughout the football season.
I also think that from my experience, you guys tend to be delusionally confident because you're also good at everything else you do. Like Parker kids are good at robotics, they're good at Model UN, they're good at.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I would like DJ to give a little history on Francis Parker and the type of awards that they get each and every year
Okay,
academically.
go.
So everything you were saying,
slide.
everything you were saying right there is true. Kids at Parker are great at everything, and that's one of the best parts about the school. They come in and these same kids are sitting in AP chemistry class before they come to football practice. They're taking college level courses. They're in all the different clubs. You mentioned the National Champions Robotics Team, Drama Club, Scribe. We have publications that are world renowned. And they devote all their time, 100% of their effort, 100% of the time to everything that they're doing, not just football. And so when they come to football, they have that confidence of the success of being in the classroom and being in the studios.
Are we at the point yet where you've maybe caught like a player like when they got that little wristband? It's not football, it's AP Euro or something like that. Have we reached?
Honestly, going into my second year, I'm amazed by a lot of these conversations that I overhear. Guys like Coach DJs are always challenging the kids, whether it's through football plays, politics, school activities, where it's a debate. And it's not a minute or two. It will really get in depth where evidence is being proven and everybody has their own outlook and perspective. And that's what you got to love about these kids, because at the end of the day, they're going to do great on the football field. They're going to do great in the classroom. And later on in life, they're going to be successful, and we're going to be working for them or doing something for them.
We'll put that on the poll at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram. Do you like when a defensive install segment turns into a mock court trial? Because that's what I hear. Is just coach turns around and there's like they're evenly split into the plaintiffs, the defense, and you're like, okay, great, fine. I'll listen in on this. Actually, this is much more interesting. So. You guys, though, I am curious, with the small school, it sounds like, yes, this is a great, hugely committed group of guys, but you also only have, 30-something, 40-something? Do you even have a JV program this year? Like, how are the numbers looking?
Roughly 40 guys total for the program, but we pulled it off last year with 36 guys where we had a novice team where it's a mixture of freshmen, a couple sophomore, rarely juniors, where Coach DJ facilitated that last year and did a great job with the kids to give them the experience to get on the field and get reps playing the game of football, because that's why they play at Parker. But also this season, we're also going to have another novice team. We have about 8 freshmen that are coming in, and we still have a young group, even though we have 11 seniors this season. But we're definitely going to try to have a novice team and compete against other teams.
And I feel like it's no matter how hard you guys want to go out and advertise on campus and be like, hey, everyone needs to come play. They're like, Parker still just isn't that big of a student body. So
No.
it's not like, 2 years from now, we'll be able to get 90 kids. Like every year, you guys have always had to get everybody you can, and you still have to all play 3 positions, and you still have to all have a huge chip on your shoulder.
And Chris Will is a perfect example where you're playing offense, defense, and special teams. All these kids sitting here play all 3 phases of the game. They don't come off the field. And so that's a whole nother level where they're out there actually coaching themselves too, supporting each other. They're making their own adjustments and communicating what's happening out there. But with such low numbers, everybody has to be all hands on deck.
Do you guys like that? I mean, do you guys ever reach a point, and we can have Coach cover his ears if you need to, but do you ever reach a point where you're like, I would love a drive off right now? Oh my goodness, I would love to not be having to switch from offense to defense. Or is it you love at the end of a 48 minutes, like being as tired as you can, but knowing you left it all out there?
Me?
Into the mic, please.
Yeah, my bad. Personally, it's only like special teams. Like sometimes I just don't want to be on, like, I don't want to be the one kicking, because last year I assumed the quarterback role, so I was playing quarterback. As soon as we finished that, if we didn't score, I'd punt. If we scored, I'd do the PAT, and then straight from PAT to kickoff, then back to DB, then punt return, kick return, just about everything. So definitely like.
So you
special
could
teams.
do for us finding a kicker for you on the soccer team, bringing a soccer
very
kid over.
much so.
Coach, how do you feel about a soccer kid joining the ranks? Are we okay with that? Because I know that kickers.
We're okay with any kid coming to join the Parker program, but we do have a couple of guys that are coming off an injury from last year. I know Nate Cummings, he's traveling to East Coast visiting colleges. Where he's coming back, he's a great punter. We're going to try him out also as kickoffs to give him a break, because he does have a heavy load, but we have a lot of kids that could bring a lot of value to our team, so they're all going to fulfill the position.
How about you guys? Anybody else want out of special teams?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I will say it's definitely tiring. You sprint down the field, you make a tackle, and then you got to get up and you got to play defense, and you're like, oh man, you know. But at the same time, at the end of the day, like you realize you're doing it for the people around you. Like it's all fun, you know. So even though you're gassed, you feel like you accomplished something and you did it for the people around you too.
Yeah, and also with that, like it makes the experience so much more whole when you have the opportunity to play more than just one position, and it makes you get more out of like your time as a Parker football player.
Well, and you guys do all get the benefit of forever. The stories of you retelling high school football to the generations beyond will grow every year because you're like, oh man, I played both ways. I led the team in tackles and in rushing yards. And some of us, went to bigger schools, have to be like, yeah, I just played offense, and that was it. And you guys get to all be Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Myself and DJ can attest for our generation, we played pretty much.
Coach,
football.
can you just rotate the mic a little bit? You're talking into the back. There you go.
That
Perfect.
good?
Yeah.
All right, so between myself and DJ and our generation, we had to play Ironman football, whether it was all three phases, with no issues. And nowadays, you don't have a lot of kids that grow up in neighborhoods that grow up with their group of friends and their peers, and they go to the same school and they have that bond. And guys already know what kind of positions they're playing because they grew up in Pop Warner and they kind of fell into a position that they played. Some guys evolve into other things, but these guys have a heavy load. They do a great job in the offseason of physically taking care of their body. They're listening to the nutrition facts and the medical staff that we have there. And Miss Nikki, she's one of the best trainers in San Diego. She gives us great information, and Coach Jeff also, our strength and conditioning coach. We work.
Has it been an adjustment for you to deal with this small of a roster, or not that Maine was a small, but you have not been the traditional like you went to a Power 5 school, you did all that. So do you kind of have a unspoken understanding of what it's like to have a chip on your shoulder like these kids, or was there an adjustment period for you?
1,000,000%. I went to a small high school myself. The roster was somewhere in the same size as Park, and we made it work. And that's what we're doing here. We don't make any excuses. We deal with what we're given. And
we don't take
make things
excuses.
work.
We don't allow excuses.
Never.
We need to get that painted on
Never.
the entrance to the studios. No excuses. Also,
be
no
good.
cliches. If you give me the 1 week at a time thing, you're gone. Get out of my show. So you guys mentioned, that bonding, that team, like wanting to do it for the guy next to you. Is there a team or a moment or a game or a loss or a win or something like that in the last year or two that you felt like has brought you guys together and is like what you guys are either still upset about from the way last season went, or you're pumped on like, hey, that's the moment that we as a senior, junior class kind of realized like we got something going here? Because everybody, I feel like every team has that moment they kind of bonded and came together. Was there one that sticks out in your guys' memory from the last year?
Yeah, I'd say there was homecoming last year.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah, that was homecoming.
They're designed to
last
do
year
that.
I think it was maybe like 13-9 or like 13, something like that. But we were up, and at the end of the game, they were trying for a field goal to win the game, and Coach Troop iced the ball like 2 or 3 times, and they ended up missing the kick, and we won the game. It was crazy. It was insane.
And that was against who?
As New Charter.
Nice.
I would definitely say it would be the Bishops game because we had just gotten our starting quarterback back. It was really just for the first drive. He kind of rushed his recovery from a broken collarbone, and
It's brutal.
Yeah, and Bishops has usually been pretty good for like they've beaten us.
Nobody
just about
enjoys them
every
being.
year.
No one enjoys them being good though.
Yeah, no. So our very first drive, we drove the ball down the field with ease. Like everything was clicking, everything was just falling into place. And then sadly, it was the second drive. He got tackled on that shoulder, re-injured it, and next thing you know, we're getting blown out. So it was like in that we had a glimpse of how good our team could have been if only we.
Would
could
you
have
like
played
to insinuate that that was a dirty tackle and that the Bishops defense plays dirty because their D coordinator is my brother-in-law, and I would love
Yes.
any reason to have beef with them.
I would definitely say yeah after a couple of the sacks how they stood over
Fair
us.
enough.
So I'm
Fair enough.
just gonna say yeah for the beef.
Just so you hear that, Cole, that was him, not me. It's interesting, though, that one of you guys sees that as a loss. One of you guys sees that as a win. So what are you guys looking forward to? Like, do you have a game circled early in the schedule this year that you're like, hey, that's where we're going to show people what we're about? Is it you're gunning just for that Bishops game? I ask knowing that you're all going to tell me the one game at a time
That's
thing.
the
But
cliche,
yeah, it's
right?
the
That's
cliche.
the cliche.
No, but I'm curious, like, is there one that you have circled on the schedule early on that you're like, that's where I feel like we're going to maybe have a breakout performance and show people what we've been working on this year?
I think for most of us, I think it's Country Day. It's just been, I'd call it a little bit of a rivalry.
Are they the
yeah.
rival right now?
I think so. Them, Bishops, but I think Country Day, we have a little bit of a blue and gold classic right now. they have their name on that trophy right now, but I think all of us, we're in our senior year. We get one more chance, and I think we're pretty confident that we can get our names on that blue and gold.
I didn't know there was a trophy. What is the what is the like? What is the blue and gold trophy?
They just made it up last year.
Yeah, we just
Blue and gold cup.
Oh, no, but what is it?
Blue
It's
and
like-
gold cup.
It's a trophy, and then it says like blue and gold on it, and then they won it last year. Where did you guys end up? No. So the COVID season, I don't think I didn't play.
We did not play.
I
We didn't get to play Country Day
Yeah,
during.
they didn't get to play them, so all of us were like 1-1 against them freshman year when they had EJ Kreutzmann and they had all those like great receivers. We beat them. What was it, 58-50?
That was a shootout. Yeah.
Love those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love those games.
Great game.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. We definitely opened a lot of eyes. That was the year that we won CIF for D5. So I definitely say like that's the game we have circled this year because we lost to them last year.
Well, good. So you you get them the last game of the season too.
Yeah.
Yes, if I'm
Yeah.
looking at this correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
So you get to build up to a blue and gold cup that could potentially mean something. Is the cup big enough that it's going to be impressive, or is this like did you guys see going around social media the it's funny actually because she's a La Jolla Country Day alum, the thing that Kelsey Plum got for being the MVP of the WNBA All-Star game.
It's the tiniest little.
It's literally like the size of my coffee cup here, and she was like holding up this little teeny trophy. Is it a little teeny cup, or is it something that's going to look impressive when you're raising it up?
In between.
Okay,
It's
deal.
kinda-
Fair
It's like a
enough.
medium size.
trophy.
Something that maybe you guys will add like a little plank to the bottom of it to
Yeah.
grow.
You just want to put our name on it.
You just want to put your names on it. So let's put some names then on this season. We have you guys, the 5 of you here, but who are maybe some of the younger guys or other guys that aren't here in studio right now with us that people should know about this year? Or if you're keeping them completely secret as weapons, I'm not here to expose any secret players.
We have like
I've
two.
got,
We have 2 sophomores this year. Just 3 sophomores this year. So Joshua Spencer, my brother. We have Avondre Kelly, and then we have Diesel Hernandez.
His name's actually Diesel?
So,
Yeah.
no,
Or is
his
that a
first
nickname?
Name, so it's William Diesel Hernandez.
Call
Diesel's
him
his
Diesel.
middle name, but we all call him Diesel.
He looks like a diesel.
He coming into
That's
high school.
badass. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was 210, 6'3", 210 coming into high school.
How'd you guys...
Baseball.
Baseball player.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Diesel. I love that. Coach, do you call him Diesel? Because
I call him Diesel because he's about my size.
that's what's up. That's what's
I
up.
got the opportunity to coach him last year, but now Coach DJ.
Is he coming for you in the bench press? Like, is he gonna?
No,
No, he's not. He's a baseball player. No, he's a.
I'm very confident in everything I do.
Diesel hits like a freight train, and so the name fits perfect.
We'll be doing our bench, and then Coach Cooper every now and again is like, give me this, pick it up and just curl it, just rep it. It's like, all right, you don't got to do that mid rep.
Yeah, I had that with our water polo coach in high school. I went to La Jolla, so I went to an actual water polo school, and our water polo coach was the kind of guy who would do those like 100-mile mega marathon things. And I just remember there was one time where we're working out, and there was some dude just screaming in the weight room. I'm like, okay, this is a little ridiculous. Like, what's going on over here? And so I'm yelling like, what the hell's going on? I turn around the corner, and he's doing that bench where like he's got his legs extended off of the bench, and he's got like 375, and he's just doing scissor kicks and benching at the same time. I'm like, I'm not going to complain about that. None of us are strong enough to play water polo. Is what I learned that day. Okay, so a little bit of the youth. So you guys as seniors feel like the future is bright at least. But I do like asking the senior class this. What, and I'm not pretending like there's a fixed answer to this, but what do you guys want the legacy to be or your impact to be that you guys are going to leave as a senior class?
That's not
You want it?
I would say
Because 4 out of the 5 of you are seniors, or all 5 of you are
All
seniors?
5.
All 5 of you are seniors?
5.
for me, one of the biggest things has always been toughness and like physicality. I feel like this year I really want to like showcase that, and like I feel like all 5 of us want to do that, but especially as like a linebacker. I mean, like personally, I wanna knock a couple of guys like out of the game. I know that's like I guess kind of dirty or whatever, but I mean that's what football is, you know. Just like be tough.
What are you teaching these kids? I love it.
We understand the game's very physical, and those type of things do happen. We're not maliciously trying to go out there and hurt anybody, but at the same time, we always preach be the hammer, not the nail, and that's what Joel's talking about right now.
Be the hammer, not the nail. I absolutely love that. Please, though, legacy, impact, what do you got? I mean, that's like I said, there's no set answer to
Yeah.
this. Some kids are like, we don't care. We just want to graduate, and we don't like anyone younger than us. So I'll take anything.
Nah, definitely kind of like family and grit. It's been really interesting this year. I think we have 2 or 3 seniors that haven't played at all in high school that are coming out and joining. We've got these new freshmen, we've got these upcoming sophomores, and it's been really interesting how, not like different to last year, we have more kids that are new to the game that come out excited to learn and wanting to play. Like we legit have like a brotherhood that I haven't seen since our freshman year when we.
How's
won
that
CF.
happening? What'd you guys do? What's the special sauce right now?
Classified. So it's something they put in the mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. No, it's just been kind of the way we all interact around campus, even during the off season. Like we're pulling guys from other sports that we've played with. Like D'Lo's on the rugby team. Parker, you on the rugby team too? Well,
Track.
D'Lo. Oh, he was on track. We're just pulling guys from like the rugby, water polo, lacrosse teams. Just like bringing in different types of athletes that are coming because they want to play, they want to have fun, they want a new experience like with their brothers. And so we have like a really tight team, and everyone's fully invested, and they don't care. Like Coach Coop, he puts us through the hardest workouts I think I've ever done. And it's interesting to see how all these new guys see it, and they're like, I don't care, I want to play still.
Does he laugh at you the whole time, or is he sympathetic to the hardest workouts you've ever done?
He is not sympathetic at all. He just kind of sits there and watches us like, wow, y'all are weak.
Is that an accurate impression?
It's a pretty
Lightweight!
impression.
It's more of a yell.
Lightweight.
Other seniors, other impacts. I mean, we can get I know that this can get repetitive at a certain point.
Yeah, I think also like just setting an example for the kind of effort that's required on and off the field. Like me personally, that's something that I work on, and I want to be able to be that example for the underclassmen to let them know what's required.
I'm right with Parker right there. Just like coming into tackle football for the first time as a freshman in my freshman year, I think the most important thing to me was like just watching those seniors, like how they played in practice and how they set like that example for me. That's like really made me fall in love with the game. So I think like setting a good example for our sophomores, freshmen, everyone on the team, it's just like it's what's gonna excel this program into the next level. It's just like something really important, and that's something I want to leave behind before I graduate.
I'm right with Joel here. Parker, when you think about it, when you think of their football team, in the past couple of years, the first thing that doesn't come to your mind is physical, and that's really what I want to change with this team. And I know that we all want to do that. Like, we want to be the team that other teams fear.
You want to be the team that literally knocks people out,
Exactly.
unconscious, out of the game.
Okay, maybe we want to be the hammer, not the nail.
You could want to knock one kid out. That's a football accomplishment. Say, yeah. I might have shaved an IQ point or two off of a linebacker at Escondido Charter.
But yeah, we want to be a feared defense.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like that. Well, we were talking at the beginning of this, and I'm not going to let you guys out of here without at least something of this. There was some insinuations being tossed around that the best rapper on the team is in that direction. You don't get out of here without something. The interview does not end. You do not get let out of the studio until we get something.
Well,
Anything.
I'll give you a backstory on this. So when I was
Only if this is like the interlude in the album where everyone's in love with like this is the skit leading into track 5. Like
it's like my origin story right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we have time for that?
do we have time for that?
So my name is Boss Baby.
What the?
Yeah. What? Because in 8th grade, all my friends said that I was very bossy. I just like told people to do like whatever I wanted. But since I wasn't the biggest guy, they said, "Oh, this guy's like a boss baby." So
come on, give us some. Give us a
First off, that's not an origin story. That's just
that is my origin story. I was at the producer.
that's a quick explanation for your nickname. I guess that could make a short film instead of a feature length. That's one episode of television, right there. But yeah, go ahead. We're putting you on the spot. And this will be on the internet, and this will most likely be the clip that we put on social media. So you won't ever live this down if you don't nail this. You have one chance. send us out of here. Your teammates all want to leave. It's getting hot in the studio.
Hey, man,
Coach
give me
wants
a
to get
beat,
to
give me a
practice.
beat. Give me a beat.
That's up to them, man. I'm putting you guys on the spot. This is my show. I can sit here forever.
Lower your toes.
Come on, Joe. Let's go. Come on, Joe.
Who's gonna leave him hanging?
Dog, you're
supposed to be the best rapper.
You're the best rapper on the team.
What have I ever?
All right, let's just look up a random freestyle. I got you.
Give me a beat. Give me a beat.
Oh, who is this?
Apparently, Coach is taking notes over here. Coach is like, I know what we need to work on now. I know what we need to work on now.
We're gonna have some meetings now.
Oh man.
Gonna enroll you in a poetry class this year. Gonna enroll you in band this year. Gonna get you all suited up.
Makes up for anything. English is my best subject.
Come on.
Yeah. This season, I'm trying to knock fools out. I don't know if I foul.
He rhymed out with something. Let's keep going. That's 2 bars. That's 2 bars down.
Hey, I'm just next time. Bro.
Fair enough. I'll count it. I heard something rhyme with knock you out. Oh, man. Guys, we really appreciate you coming in here. Your dead period is about to start, so we wish you a happy 2 weeks of not seeing each other and relaxing and whatever. And then let's go. It's football time.
Yeah. Let's go get these unis.
Follow you at Francis Parker, SCH, or whatever the official school is. We'll have all that information. But if any of you guys want to plug your own personal social, how people can hop on the IG train or whatever you need, or your boss baby. Do you have a SoundCloud that you need to pitch? Just let people know if they can follow you guys on anything before we get out of here.
Chris Dubs 1708 on Instagram, bro.
It's largely just Instagram now, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Twitter is for recruiting.
Yes,
Twitter's for recruiting profiles
Yeah, that was
and
my
old
Twitter.
people to argue
That was my
over
Twitter.
high school stuff, right?
That was my Twitter.
What's your Instagram?
Well,
Instagram?
Yeah, Coach, you laugh, but it's
I got a Twitter
Dago
going.
football making coaches upset, and then we have to hold a freaking town hall over it. Yeah, no, it's
There you go. And I'll plug my Instagram.
My Instagram is DLO_R_.
My Instagram is Parker_keys.
My Instagram is J_Morefoot.
And my Instagram is Joel Spencer Jr.
you have to go change that now to underscore boss baby or underscore knock a dude out. Guys, thank you again for being on with us. Best of luck. I always ask also on the way out, is there like a hashtag or a specific like saying for this season? Any motto we got this year?
Hard work pays off.
Hard work pays off. There's the Francis Parker Lancers. Best of luck to you guys this year, and we'll see you at the Bishop's game.
Yeah.
Thank you.